Well, folks, it's been a very busy couple of days. Just got our mineral here today. It's kind of funny. It was formulated for Coffee Creek grazing. So, yeah, expensive stuff, and they make you buy a ton of it. So, yippee on that as well. But hopefully, this will help take care of some of the dinks I had from last year. I had way too many small ones, just because energy in the ground maybe, and genetics, and probably not enough minerals. But last 2 days, well, today's day 3 actually, but we sorted all the ram lambs off. All the ewes are there. Got the 2 bull calves banded. Have the 1 milk cow down in the yard. The 1 milk cow and her calf has been down in the yard. Bull calf, he's back there. We added the other red cow and her calf from the bunch of cows. And there's still that red cow's first calf she had on the place is down here in the yard. We drove the rams and the rest of the cows out back. And now we gotta go move them. And I'm gonna talk more about why we're grazing that bunch like we are, because it involves farming and ideas of making chicken feed. So that's what we're doing now. We're gonna head out there. The guy showed up. He didn't have my number, and I was expecting this a couple days ago, and he showed up today. So then it's like, start the tractor, get the forks on the tractor. I really almost didn't know this old girl would be able to do it without any weight on the back, but it did. We always like putting weight on the back of the tractor here for picking up bales, so you can help steer on the front. The up down it would do, but being able to steer it around, wasn't sure it did that. This is here now. Unfortunately, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna keep it to where it's mouse proof and waterproof. And there isn't a building on this place that's both of those. So I'm gonna have to be thinking about that all day. At some point, we're gonna get some Connex boxes, shipping containers, and stuff out here, but all those cost a lot of money, and it's something I can't afford. So that mineral, and I got the seed in the one spot that's kind of watertight at the moment. We'll see where it's got to go. It's got to go somewhere. So we're gonna head out back, go check on those steers, and that's another thing. We got the dogs in with the sheep now, so hopefully there's no rams tore up. We'll go find out. So, rode the bike out here to the boys. As you can see, this has been hit pretty hard. They need moved, and that's what we're doing here today. And this is kind of the impact we want on this ground right here where they're at. I gotta remind myself not to touch the fence it is on. I don't see any I don't see no red around the dogs' noses and faces. Don't see any rams out there that are discontent or look like they're hurt. So that's good. You guys been good? Ranger. Yeah, maybe. Anyway. So, this is where we're going to try our chicken feed experiment. I was able to get 20 acres worth of seed. Initially I just wanted 10. And I told my seed guy, I only got $500-600 to throw at seed, which is laughable to seed people, but it is what it is. It is what I got. And I'm getting tired of buying all the organic chicken feed and sometimes not being all that excited about it, because it's something, 3 times it's really good, the next time it's nothing but powder or dirt, and you're mad, and then you do it again. And it costs a lot. That organic chicken feed costs a lot of money. Quite frankly, it was laughable when everybody was complaining about the price of eggs in the grocery stores. I would absolutely love to be paying those high prices for eggs, because those are cheap for me, but it's the mistakenness that people make, that homesteaders, you can raise your own food and you're cheaper. No, you're not going to save money by doing that. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to know the health of your animals. You're going to know where the animals came from. You're going to know how they were treated and what kind of life they had. But as far as being cheaper, absolutely not. You cannot compete with the grocery stores. Not going to happen. But, so here we are. We got, I'm going to try to graze this 20 acres down to, there's a coulee down there. So it's going to be here. Kind of stinks because this is where I was fed and kind of improved last year. So I want to get out here and talk about it before we grazed over it. As you can see here, there's green spots, hot spots. I don't know if you all went and watched Trinity Vandenacre's interview he did with us out here, but this is where we were at with the sheep. We was on this flat. And in the 1 year time of getting that cover down and getting that animal impact, look at all this. Look at all that grass coming in. It's gorgeous. But this is the area we decided to try to plant the seed in. And as far as planting the seed, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do that. Obviously, I'd like to not have to use farm equipment and disc it up, because that sets the land back. But I'm kind of really needing this seed to actually work this time. And interseeding into other grass is extremely hard. The idea we've been kicking around in our head is seed up this 20 acres, come out here, seed it, hay bomb it. We got lots of straw hay. Borrow the neighbor's processor, completely cover it so then you got all the armor on the ground again. And hope, and when I say disc it, I mean lightly, like an inch in the ground. But that still kills all the it kills the biology in the top ground, a part of it, and it cuts off all the roots and that connectivity that plants have. The words escaped my brain at the moment, but all the plants will talk to each other, and as soon as you put iron in the ground, that cuts that. So then the plant can't send out its signal that it needs this nutrient, and other ones can't help but get it. Mycorrhizae. Anyway, like I said, it escaped my brain at the moment. I'm not very good on the big words, but that's why we're grazing it so far down here. And it's springtime. I mean, these guys have only been here for a day and a half. You know, they're glad they'll blow through this quickly. But we're going to graze this down, and then hopefully, if we do end up running the disc on it, it won't be very far into the ground, and we can hopefully get that seed to take off. That's the whole reason we went and got that Johnson Sioux mix, to help the biology and inoculate that seed and get it growing better, because chicken feed right now is pretty much killing the bank account. It really stinks. It's why we didn't do meat birds last year and why we're not doing meat birds this year, is I can't afford it. I can't afford that. And the hogs too. I really enjoy our pork we were able to grow. I can't afford the organic feed to do it again this year. So freezers are going to be a lot of lamb, sheep meat. I guess technically, you know, you butcher a sheep over 12 months, it's then not a lamb. But this is Katahdin. It don't have that lanolin. Therefore, don't pick up that really muttonous taste that I've been reading about. this summer and this next winter it'll be a lot of lamb, sheep, and we'll have one steer in, but only ones that know their dog food and their meals pretty much coming are the hard workers around the place. Hi, GW. It's daytime. You're doing good. Your lump's good, right? Yeah. I need to check that today. It was down to the size of about a marble now instead of a golf ball. It was bigger than a golf ball, but when I took it to the vet, it was about that size. So he did take his pill regimen, so I need to check that again, see if it's gone away. It hadn't here yesterday or the day before. It's still about the size of a pea, so we'll have to check out that regiment. But anyway, so we have 20 acres of seed that we are going to try to experiment with and see if we get some chicken feed to grow. The problem with hay bombing it is that next year I can't reuse the same ground because you're not going to get the drills or disc into the ground because of the cover, armor. So I'm torn on how to go about that side of things. I don't know how to do it. I'm not a farmer. Obviously farmers, you go conventional, they'll spray it out, they'll till it up. No, spray it out, no till it. Spend a whole lot of money on the chemical fertilizers and you'll get it to grow. Yes, there's easy ways to do it. But the way we're managing and what we want on our land and what we want health-wise, it's not that easy simple. So we are kind of torn on that. Just like I'm torn on this here. We hayed it last year. It got rained on 5 times. Waited 15 years to hay this field for a goodness of crop, because how we learned about regenerative ag is we was in this field out here plowing it up, and I was listening to podcasts and stuff just to not get bored in the tractor, and that's what started us on this journey. So it's kind of funny. You're out plowing up the dirt and you're listening to stuff that's telling you not to do it, but once you'd already started, you had to finish the job. So it's taken this ground a lot to we've seeded this ground numerous times because it was during the drought, and it's finally doing good. It's filling in. I'm most likely gonna have to hay it again this year. You gotta keep on your good ground and improve it. And this is a good ground. This is where I can get a lot of the best hay from. So it's gonna get hayed again, unfortunately, until I get enough money to get a fence out here to where we can graze it. And that way. But for me, it doesn't work at the moment to let the grass grow up and mature and stay stagnant. It really don't do nothing for us. It might catch a little bit of snow, but that don't really it doesn't help the ground. It needs the animal impact. What we've seen on this channel, and I try to show it all the time, is we'll go look at a spot where the animals were at 1 year ago, and it's twice as good as it was anything else around it. I can't wait until it just keeps growing like that. It'll which it will. It'll improve very rapidly. About year 3 on stuff is when you start seeing things just explode on growth and on how the ground responds. But just us out here, our ground is so far gone. We're seeing that in 1 year that it's just different. You can just radically different in 1 year. So, which is awesome. But I'm waiting, I'm kind of mumbling here and talking, but I'm waiting on my brother to get out here at the water and the other nets so we can move these jug heads. See, look at number 10. He's about the cleanest ram we got as far as being shed off. He did a really good job of shedding off. He's got his nice mane. Really nice looking fella there. Got number 12. He needs to work on it. Number 20 shed it off pretty good too. 23, not so much. So I really got to figure out what ewe is throwing the horns so doggone bad. Because we got a lot of rams out here this year that actually grew horns. So there's one. That one's one. And that one laying down's got some. One walking up right there in the middle's got some. That white one's got some. That guy, his is broke, so it's got over his head. But man, there's like 6 or 7 out here. It's got horns. Of course, you got that one right there. Tried to grow, but yeah. So we'll get these guys on some mineral, keep them growing, keep them on green grass quicker. As soon as we get this 20 done, these guys are going to go over on that field right across the road. And there's going to be lots of green grass and forage in that. That ground hasn't had no impact on it for 2 years now, so it'll do it good. What's up, big dog? What's up? Don't touch the fence, it's hot. It's a gorgeous day out here today. It's quite lovely. So we'll yeah, I have to figure out how to plant that chicken feed. That's quite quickly now. That'll be in the next 8-10 days, if not a little bit sooner. Of course, lambing's gonna start literally any day now, so that'll all be fun. What's up, Marvel? You'll get new grass here in a minute or two. I'm glad the dogs are doing good here and not hurting anybody. If we might have to put a chain and a 2x4 a drag kind of in front of their legs so they can't run. Well, if they run, the chain and the board will hit them in the legs and it'll trip them up, so they can't run that way to chase. And we'll get it figured out from there. But so far, last couple days here, everybody's been good. Ranger corrected one of the rams because he was rubbing on him. The ram was rubbing on Ranger, and he finally had enough and corrected him. But as soon as he corrected him, he let go. Was good with it. So yeah, we shall see. So got the rams moved. My brother and uncle are just finishing putting out the water barrel for the gravity feed system. I'm gonna fill it up. Got to put the netting, the charger on the net. Get it all hot. It's not right now, but we gave them 6 nets at the moment, so they got plenty to. Even though it's not very tall out here, not too much forage. They got plenty of area. But as I was walking down here on this end, I wanted to show something that's pretty exciting to me, and maybe not to other folks, but it's very exciting to me. So, as you can tell, obviously, this here is an area that had hay on it, and we fed on it 1 year. Look at where this hay is at. You can always, still some left over, but look at that beautiful grass. See how wide that is? It doesn't even look like brome grass at all. You imagine a cow coming in, you grabbing a bite of that. You know, they eat, you know. It's a lot of forage there that they're going to be able to enjoy. And that is what's going to, that right here in this area is in that new area where we built the fence and we've been feeding all spring. Next spring, that whole area is going to look like that. It's going to be one giant hot spot for new biology to come in and feed and grow. And that right there, people might not know it, that's a whole nother ranch. If you get your land to produce like that consistently, that's a whole nother ranch that you don't got to pay taxes or rent on just because of your management. Well, here, we'll walk. Let me see. Let's pick a blade. That's a beautiful blade. Let's pick this blade right here. Only doing this because the animals are going to be grazing it. Now let's walk out here where there isn't any hay. Now, the cows and sheep probably grazed it last spring, but there's no hay. Matter of fact, let's walk a little bit further where the cows and sheep weren't. Let's do that. Not that I have to, I can already tell you 98% of these plants I'm walking through right now are nowhere near that. Nowhere near it. Sheep were still in this area. Let's walk to where there's not a tire track. Gotta be honest about this stuff. Alright. I don't think the sheep made it up this high, or the cows, but let's sit down and look here. There's some tire tracks going right here. Want it to be uninterrupted from last year. All right, this is actually half decent, but it wasn't touched last year. You can see that there last year is how wide that leaf was, and that leaf was. This leaf here is actually doing pretty good. Let's set it down. So that right there is what the other production is compared to what this one is. You know, no hay on this one, no hay on here. This had hay and animal impact. Come on. Look at that. And that's a good plant. That's a good piece of brome. So you go to this other little guy. Look at that. What is that? A half? Maybe a half the same size. It's had the same day's worth of growth. A new ranch. That's what makes this regenerative egg so awesome. And the ability to do that. This right here turns this farm to double the acreage. It means you can run twice as many animals. It means there's hope someday that we'll be making a decent living. And we'll be able to help feed the world. Not the world, excuse me. I just dropped my... Well, I guess it's litter on the ground. Doggone. Help feed our communities. My goal and our goal here is not to feed the world. To me, that's a quote that started in World War II when the world needed help being fed. That's long since gone. And the U.S. don't need to feed the world. We need to feed our communities first and foremost with high nutritious food. Can't see him now. We got a neighbor over there spraying away today. Such a gorgeous day. It's no wind blowing, so we got to go spray those fields. I don't know. Context. Oh, there he is. Means it's about time for me to head in, but look at that. Look at that gorgeousness. Nothing like getting excited about grass.